All right, let's just jump right in. Today we're looking at, well, a pretty unique way to deal with one of the toughest things in life, heartbreak. The material we're covering lays out a guide that, you guessed it, looks to the stars for a way back to a lost love.
And this quote, wow, it really hits home, doesn't it? It just nails that feeling that's so personal, but at the same time something pretty much everyone gets. It's that raw, emotional feeling of a breakup that's really the starting point for everything we're talking about today.
Okay, so first up, let's really unpack the core problem this guide is trying to solve. And it's a big one, a kind of heartbreak that, in a way, we've all felt.
You know, even though every single breakup is different, that feeling of pain, that's something we all share. It's this exact experience that's had people for centuries looking for answers, for comfort, in all kinds of different places. And that brings us right to the solution our source is putting on the table. So if the problem is this universal heartbreak, the proposed fix is, well, it's pretty specific, an astrological guide. So what's really interesting is how this whole thing is framed. It's not about, predicting the future. Nope. It's presented as a guide for reconnection. It's all based on celestial study, and it comes from a practitioner named Astro Chandu Shastri, who's focusing specifically on folks in the Melbourne area. Okay, so the big question is, how does this guide actually work? Well, according to our source, the whole process really boils down to 3 key tools from the world of astrology.
And it's laid out as a really clear 3-step process. You start with some analysis, then you move on to applying specific remedies, and you wrap it all up by focusing on timing. So let's break each of those down.
Everything, and I mean everything, kicks off with this one foundational tool, the birth chart. The easiest way to think about it is like a cosmic snapshot, a map of the sky at the exact second you were born. The idea here is that this map holds some really deep, unique insights into your life and, of course, your relationships.
Right, so it's not just about having the chart, it's about what you do with it. In this case, it's basically used like a diagnostic tool. The thinking is that where the planets were can influence who we are and what happens to us. So by analyzing the chart, the goal is to find those specific cosmic reasons that might have played a role in the relationship ending.
So once that diagnosis is done, you move on to step 2, which is all about taking action. And our source gets specific here, talking about using spiritual remedies. And these aren't just picked at random, they're actually prescribed to counter any negative planetary stuff that was found. For instance, reciting certain mantras is supposed to change your whole vibrational energy, while things like prayer and spiritual guidance are meant to heal those rifts, both emotional and cosmic, that popped up in the chart analysis. And finally, we get to the 3rd tool, and this is the one that really ties it all together. See, it's not just about what you do, but when you do it. The idea is to use astrology to pinpoint that perfect, cosmically aligned moment, the right time to reach out and try to reconnect, giving it the best possible shot at success. All right, so you go through the 3 steps, the analysis, the remedies, the timing. What's the end game here? What's the promised outcome? What is this whole process supposed to achieve? And this little comparison, it really lays out the transformation we're talking about. The whole process is designed to take you from the problem column to the solution column, from all that negativity and heartbreak over to cleared energy, rebuilt harmony, and hopefully reconnection.
So yeah, to put it simply, the whole point of this service, according to the source, is to basically act as a cosmic reset button. It's all about clearing out that negative energy that caused the breakup in the first place, and then actively rebuilding that positive, harmonious connection that got lost along the way. Which, leaves us with this one big central question. Our source lays out a very detailed framework, a set of tools, and a pretty clear promise. It really suggests that the answers to our most down-to-earth problems, our heartbreaks, might actually be written up there in the cosmos. So, can a map of the stars truly chart a path back to love? Well, that's a question we'll leave you with.